Wewe Sudi, tunajua ile kazi mnafanyia huyu mzee wetu huyu. Wakati mulienda kule Nyeri last Sunday, mulikuwa mumepanga muende safari moja, rais na deputy wake. Wale ambao wanazunguka rais wanafanya ukarabati ili deputy president asijue pahali rais anaenda. Wanaenda wanaweka kiti haina mwenyewe ndio waaibishe mtoto wetu. Wewe Sudi, wewe saa hii unaingia kwa mitambo unaandika hapo at 2 weeks. Nimekuona huko kwa mitambo huko. Umeandika 2 weeks. Wewe kwanza hukusoma wewe. Wewe ujue tunakujua vizuri. Wewe Sudi, kazi yako ni kuzunguka rais. Kazi yako ni kutafuta pahali utapata nafasi ya kukura kakitu. Wacha nikuambie, umejaribu kufanya broker, kazi ya ubroka na huyu deputy wetu. Kimeumana. Sasa unataka kumtoa ndio uweke mtu ambaye utakuwa unapanga tabebe si amesa kwema yanga. Hatutakukubali Rusudi. Hiyo madharau mumeanza. Sisi ndio dawa yako Sudi. Hatutakubali muende hiyo njia. Adwagethorai. Mwathurire Sudi kana rigathe. Mwathurire Isongwa kana rigathe. Mwathurire Sudi deputy president kana rigathe. Mwathurire Kemanike Manogo deputy kana rigathe.
A motion of impeachment today, I will sign it without any hesitation, because what is going on is not what we expect of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. However, let us wait for the impeachment motion, because this motion will also give, I've given my opinion, and that's why I have moved in this motion to say let us censure him. But the collective opinion of the House will also help in determining the thinking. If the House will support me, I will be happy to know that many other senators think like myself. But I'm not a member of parliament again. I'm not getting here. Sorry, Mr. Awichi. Mr. Awichi. I'm not member of parliament, but if I was, I would sign that motion.
Excellency the Governor. Watu wa Nairobi, jana muliona watu wakianza kutangatanga Nairobi. Wakileta mdomo yao hizo za Gachagua. Mimi nataka niambie Sakaja, kaa kidete, wewe ndio rais wa Nairobi. Hii mambo ya ukabila sisi hatutaki. Ukiangalia system ya Raila Amolo Odinga, anatambua Wakikuyu zaidi ya Wajaluo. Kwa hivyo hatutaki siasa duni Nairobi, siasa ya terere ya mulima. Mimi nimekuja na utoto Sakaja. Tumepita milima ngapi? Kwani milima tu iko huko Nyeri? Hata Nyanza kuna milima. Sawa. And I want majority leader Peter Mwatok take charge Nairobi County. Nairobi County ni ya Raila Amolo Odinga. Mtu mwezi toka Nyeri na meno ambaye zimegasha anakuja kutupanga Nairobi. Hiyo tutakubali. Sakaja, take charge. You are the boss. Take charge.
I was shocked. I thought I would be top 10. But when I arrived to sign the impeachment motion, I was actually number 242. And there was a queue already. So meaning that we are going to have more than whatever we require to impeach the Deputy President. The motion begins by just handing it over to the Speaker of the National Assembly through the table office in his office. So the Speaker, hopefully I am 100% sure that that motion will be handed over to him anytime from today. So that the Speaker will, being a lawyer, will go through the motion. And of course I know he will be satisfied, because we have made this, both the motion and the process, watertight. No even amount of air will pass through the said process. The person that we are going to impeach is not a deputy governor. It's a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. The person that we are going to send home through the impeachment motion is not a lightweight. It's a person who has anchored himself into very strong tribal beliefs. The person that we are going to send home is a person who participated in an attempted coup, actually against our president. So this is a deep-rooted person.
Officers were misused in the fourth administration to harass everybody. And by the way, for those who are harassing those two members of parliament, harassment of elected leaders is counterproductive. It makes them very popular. So wewe ukifikiria unawaangaisha, kuwashikashika kila Friday, kuwasukuma, kuwaangaisha, you make them very popular. Huyu Meja Dog kutoa yeye hapa Embakasi Central sinikibarua? Sinikibarua? Yes. Don't harass elected leaders. Don't be misused to engage in politics. Just do your work. We have enough problems ya crime katika jiji la Nairobi and also in the country. Deal with the criminals who have committed the crimes against the people of Kenya. Leave elected leaders alone to do their politics. And that is the way it should be. Mimi nikimalizia,
everybody watched what happened in your country not so long ago. You are under a crippling debt, and you were trying to figure out how to repay the IMF debt and others, and you wanted to impose taxes which are very few and scarce actually in Kenya. And it backfired. People came out onto the streets, you know, tried to restore order. There were many people in those protests who were killed. And then you had to walk it all back. So firstly, did you do the wrong thing by sending the troops out against people who were protesting that they couldn't afford these taxes?
For your information, Kenya is a robustly democratic country, and protests are part of our democracy. The freedom of people to associate and to choose what to do. And that is perfectly in order. And restoring law and order is also the responsibility of law enforcement agencies. What was in Nairobi, apart from the protests, were criminal gangs that burned down parliament, burned down the Chief Justice office, burned down people's property. Those, like happens everywhere in the world, had to be managed by our security agencies. And any excesses that may have occurred, there is an independent policing authority that investigates and takes those who may have overstepped their mandate into account. So what happened in Kenya is perfectly in order. We are trying to manage a situation. As you have said yourself, we have serious debt issues. We have a world that has serious climate conditions. We swung from a flood into a drought, and we have serious issues, and we're trying to manage and mobilize domestic resources, working with different actors. If it doesn't work, we tried a different way. Kenya is now stable. We are moving into the future in a predictable, orderly manner because we are a democracy.
Mr. President, how will you do that? Because clearly you were advised by, I assume, your own economists and international economists that you needed to start raising funds. You needed to get some taxes or however you raise your funds in order to pay down the debt and to, I guess, pay for development. What is your next step on this issue? How will you do what you need to do without, you know, upsetting the people who can't afford it and trying to satisfy your own people?
It is always a balance. Most of the situation that you saw, part of it was occasioned by misinformation, fake news, and many other aspects of the protest. More explanation is going into our strategy going into the future. We are working with the international community to find concessional funding long-term at scale to manage our situation, to manage the debt situation. As I talk to you, inflation is down from 9 to 4.3%. Our exchange rate is now stable, and we can be able to do more going forward without pushing too hard on what the people can accommodate.
That if you have no ambition, you have no business being in politics. I have ambitions. The time will come for those ambitions. And the other thing I can say is that there is no position that you go for called deputy president. You know, it's not advertised, and there is not a position in the ballot called deputy president. There's a position of the president, and what happens is that then the president chooses a running mate, and in choosing the running mate, he chooses whoever he thinks that he can work well with. So as a political leader, it's up to you to position yourself, and be in a place where you want to carry out the role that you want to carry out.
Watch out!